When most people hear the term Eldritch horror, they picture unpronounceable squid gods and giant glowing green tentacles. They imagine pulp-era monsters rising from the ocean to crush a panicked city. But the word Eldritch has much older, subtler roots. It derives from the Middle English combination of the Old English terms elf and reek, which translates roughly to of the fairy realm, or something entirely unearthly. It wasn't until the 1920s that American author H.P. Lovecraft repurposed this folklore term to describe an entirely new flavor of existential dread. True cosmic horror relies on a specific psychological terror. The horror does not come from the intrusion of a physical monster, but from a realization. It is the discovery that human laws, modern science, and morality hold absolutely zero meaning in a cold, vast universe. If we strip away the traditional Gothic tropes of ancient cults and tentacled beasts, we are left with a fascinating question. Is a director primarily known for 1980s slasher films and sci-fi thrillers, John Carpenter, actually cinema's greatest purveyor of eldritch horror? To create authentic cosmic dread, a storyteller must systematically dismantle the human ego. Over the course of 13 years and 3 specific films, Carpenter did exactly that. Between 1982 and 1994, Carpenter released what he calls his Apocalypse Trilogy. These 3 films share no characters and no continuous plot, but they are deeply connected by a shared thematic purpose: the total dismantling of human certainty. The series begins in absolute isolation. In The Thing, a small team of researchers is cut off from the rest of the world in the freezing, barren wastes of Antarctica. They uncover an entity frozen in the ice. Once thawed, this shape-shifting alien systematically hunts the researchers, mimicking its victims perfectly to hide in plain sight. The creature operates entirely outside our understanding of natural laws. It possesses no central nervous system. Instead, it absorbs and replicates its prey on a cellular level, acting more like a localized virus than a traditional animal. By the time the credits roll, the survivors and the audience are forced to confront a terrifying reality. Our physical forms, our biology, and our very identities are entirely malleable and ultimately meaningless. Having destroyed our physical certainty, Carpenter moves on to target the intellectual and spiritual pillars of human society in his next film, Prince of Darkness. The plot follows a team of quantum physicists and a Catholic priest who are called to a church basement to investigate a mysterious ancient cylinder. Inside, they discover a swirling green liquid that serves as the physical manifestation of an anti-god. The crisis bridges myth and science, illustrating a theological cross intersecting directly with a subatomic quantum model. But as both systems of logic glitch and break apart on screen, they realize neither faith nor physics can explain or stop the entity. By revealing an ancient subatomic evil that predates humanity, the film strips away our assumed cosmic significance. The universe has a true order, and it operates completely independently of what humans arrogantly assume to be true. The psychological climax of Carpenter's thematic escalation arrives in the final film of the trilogy, In the Mouth of Madness. An insurance investigator is hired to track down a missing, highly successful horror author. He soon discovers that the author's fictional writings are manifesting in the real world, mutating the populace and tearing towns apart. The investigator comes face to face with phenomena that defy logic, leading to a complete descent into madness. The firm boundary between objective reality and written fiction is completely erased. He learns he is merely a character in the author's book. This delivers the ultimate cosmic horror, the terrifying realization that objective reality is an illusion, and human free will simply does not exist. Carpenter systematically destroyed our biology, our intellectual frameworks, and our grasp on reality itself. By looking at these films as a cohesive unit, the verdict is clear. John Carpenter is unequivocally a master of eldritch horror. He achieved this by translating abstract early 20th century literary philosophies into modern visual media. He left behind the outdated Gothic tropes of mossy ruins and superstitious villagers, placing ancient fears in modern research stations and city streets. His legacy in the genre proves that true Eldritch horror isn't the monster hiding in the dark. It is the overwhelming, terrifying realization that the universe does not care that humanity exists.